The first step towards working as a nurse in Canada is to set up. Hello my beautiful family, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel or this is your very first time you're joining my channel, hi, how are you doing? My name is Wendy and in this channel I make content around my lifestyle as an immigrant living here in Canada with my family, and also how you can migrate to Canada. So if this sounds so interesting or this is the type of video you are looking for, please do not forget to click on the red subscribe button, turn on your post notification, and that way you are not going to miss any of my upload. And give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and also share with your friends and family. For my old and returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for coming back to watch this video. I sincerely and honestly appreciate you all. So without wasting much of our time, we are going to be delving right into today's video. Family, in the last video that I posted, I think yesterday or a few days ago, a lot of you asked me in the comment box and also chatted me to ask how can they register or apply for international educated nurse program that we have right here in Canada, which will give you an avenue to come and work in Canada as a nurse, and also in that way you will get your permanent residency in Canada. So, and I told myself, why not? Why will I not come in here and tell you guys? And I remember I also promised I'm going to tell you how you can register for this program. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can register for this international educated nurse program we have right here in Canada. So sit back, relax yourself, get your pen and your paper while I walk you through on this process. Okay, so family, this is an example that I'm going to be using because here in Canada we have different provinces have their own requirements and also how you can register. But today, because of this video, I'm going to be using the College of Licensed Practical Nurses of Alberta to show you how you can apply for the international educated nurse program we have right here in Canada. So this is how you can apply. All internationally educated nurses must follow these steps. The first step you need to follow is to apply to the National Nursing Assessment Service, that is NAS, NNAS. Then from that, their website, you set up an online account with National Nursing Assessment Service, that is NAS, and this is where you can click to set up the your account. Then you complete the online application, and when you complete the online application, the next thing is to pay the fee. Okay, then you follow the instructions about which document to be submitted for verification. I'm going to show you all that in this video, so sit back while we do this together. Okay, once your file is completed, NAS will evaluate it and provide you with online access to an advisory report which contains the result of the evaluation. NAS will also send a copy of this report to the relevant regulatory body. So once you are done with all this, they are going to send you an access to an advisory report which will contain your evaluation based on what they checked. Okay, then the next thing is that you can now apply directly to the regulated body of your choice and pay their application fee. You will be able to do this from your NAS online account. So that is the only way you can apply for this, is your NAS online account, that is NNAS online account. Then the next step for you to apply for an international educated nurse program is apply to the College of Licensed Practical Nurse of Alberta, which is CLPNA. Once NAS NNAS has issued your advisory report to the CLPNA. The CLPNA will ask you to complete an internationally educated nurse, that is IEN, application for registration and pay the required fee. Then the next thing is that once your file is complete, the CLPNA will assess your file to determine whether you meet the CLPNA's their requirements. Okay, whether you meet their requirements for registration, including the policy actively engaged requirement for registration for the continuing competency program, and again your English language testing standards. So that means in Alberta they need you to have your English testing standard for you to complete this. Then the CLPNA will notify you if you have approved for registration or if further requirements are being needed. So once you do all these things and everything being equal, you're going to get a notification to tell you, hey, you've met all the requirements. And the next step they would do is simply to start checking your criminal record, which obviously they do it here in Canada to check your criminal record. Okay, then the next thing I will show you is how you can set up your account. All right, I don't want this video to be that long. I'm gonna make it very fast because I don't want the video to be that long, and I will try as much as I can to keep the link in my description box. So please do well to check the description box. You will see the link in my description box and make more research towards this. And if you find out that this is absolutely the correct thing you have been looking for, try as much as you can to start your application as soon as possible. Okay, so family, before you start your application, there are a few things that you need to know, which is to understand the timelines and also the fees that are being needed for you to pay. And also you gather the documents that you need for you to go ahead and create your online account. And here is the NAS website where we are. So to understand the timeline and the fees, the main application order in the first NAS application type you need to purchase, you must select one nursing group and one province for your application. That means you're not going to select more than one province, because obviously you're going to be living in one province and not two at the same time. So it's going to take active of 12 months from the date paid application is submitted for your application, and it will expire. It expires if any required documents are not received by NAS within that time. So it's always good before you start applying, make sure you gather all the information, check the information, the document they needed before you go into this. Okay, how long you have to complete your application. So this is what we would look into, which is 12 months. You have up to 12 months to complete your application. When NAS receive all of your required information and acceptable documents, when you have successfully completed the language proficiency test if required. So some required proficiency test, that is IELTS, while some do not require IELTS. Okay, when your documents have been translated if needed. So if you are coming from a non-speaking English country, you need to translate all your documents. But if you are coming from English speaking country, then you don't need to translate your document. Okay, note, your application will be active for up to 12 months. Once you receive your advisory report, you can apply to the regulatory body in the province of your choice. You may require more assessment and courses depending on the regulatory body you choose, as they each have their own requirement. I said that now. And timelines for registration, it could take up to another 12 months for a decision to be made. Okay, so right now we're going to move down to see the required payment that you need to pay for this. So we're going to click here and see the payment that you need to pay. Below is a breakdown of fee that you may use to pay, you may need to pay during the application process. All fees are in USD, in US dollars. Applicable sales tax will be added to this fee. So you are expected to pay 650 USD for this program, for this application. Okay, and once you make your payment, then we are going to see all the documents that you need to provide for your application. Okay, so gather the documents you require. So let's quickly see what are the documents that you need. You must submit 2 forms of identification directly to NAS. They must be notarized. Copies of original documents signed, dated and stamped, complete with your signature. Okay, they must be dated, signed and stamped, complete with your signature. You must be with the notary at the time your original documents are copied, and original documents are copied and notarized as certificates, as certified true copies. NAS does not accept original identity documents. Okay, so here are the documents that you need to provide. Acceptable forms of photo identification includes your passport, driver license, other government issued identification. So these are the things that you will provide in terms of your photo identification. Other acceptable forms of identification could include your birth certificate, can also go, legal name change affidavit, then marriage certificate, divorce degree, and yeah, so that is what they require. If any of these original documents are written in a language other than English or French, then must be translated by certified translator into English or French. I've already said that as well. The translated document must be sent to NAS directly from the translator, not you. So the translator will be the one to send it to NAS. You are responsible for the cost involved in the translation process. Translation can be done in 3 ways by any approved source agency. For example, a school or licensed authority. So not anybody that can do that. So look out for a licensed agency that can do this for you. By a certified translator. Yes, I've already said that. By NAS, you know, you can also do that, but it's going to cost you $85 for you to do that per page. The translator office stamp or identification number, address, phone number, and the date of translation must be there as well. A statement by the translator that is a true representation of original document as well has to be in place. The printed name and original document, original signature of the translator will also be inclusive. NAS will not accept document translated by either the applicant or anyone related to the applicant. Very important. All certified translations must be emailed to NAS directly from the translator. So let me explain this. So if you have a family member that can translate this for you, you are not going to use that your family member. You will need another person to do that, and that translator will be the one to send it directly to NAS and not yourself. Okay, NAS will confirm that all names on your identification document match. If they do not, you will need to send additional document to explain why. So family, you will need to create an online account. The first step towards working as a nurse in Canada is to set up an online account with NAS and complete your application. That is the very first thing you need to do. You will be someone that graduated from a college or university nursing program outside of Canada. Have never worked as a nurse in Canada before. So these are criteria for you to have your account open with NAS and also work in Canada as international educated nurse. Want to work as a registered nurse, that is RN, licensed practical nurse, that is LPN, or registered psychiatric nurse, which is RPN in Canada. So these are the requirements that they need for you to have your account open. And this is the first step that you needed to do while you are already gotten all the documents that we mentioned. You may use your online NAS account to print your required forms, check the status of your application, view your emails, see your language test results, and update your contact information. Note, if you have already worked as a nurse in Canada, you do not need to set up an online NAS account. You may apply directly to the regulatory body of your choice.